Hi, my name is Patty, and I created this channel, Life Uncomplicated, to help people simplify mental well-being and mental health. And today I wanted to talk about anxiety. So, most people in my world who talk about anxiety kind of feel, I think, resigned to the fact that anxiety is just a fact of their life, something they can't get rid of, something they can't be without. And for some people, it can be debilitating. And I understand that. I have felt debilitated by feelings of anxiety myself. And I've shared before that, wound up in the hospital twice with panic attacks because I didn't understand the signals my body was giving me. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety because I think that we misunderstand it innocently to the degree that it's creating more problems for us than it really needs to. So I just wanted to share how I see anxiety. And for me, anxiety is a word that describes a cluster of symptoms, maybe fluttery heart or shaking hands, or maybe sweaty palms or dry mouth. Maybe you experience something else. And the thing about these physical symptoms is they're really symptoms of how we are using our mind in the moment. So if you're doing a lot of fast thinking, if you're doing a lot of what ifs and coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and believe me, I have been there, your body will start to tell you that you're really getting wound up. And it will tell you by this cluster of symptoms. And what happens over time is if you don't back off and slow down, the body will eventually give you a panic attack. And the thing about that is people say, I hate the feeling of anxiety. I don't want a panic attack. We worry more about it. We think about it often. What ifs, and what if I have a panic attack? What if I get anxious? What if, all these thoughts kind of help to feed and perpetuate the anxiety and may even bring on a panic attack. And we do this innocently because we don't realize that we're the ones driving the bus, so to speak. It seems like something outside of us is creating these feelings, making us think a certain way. But that can never be true. Thinking about it that way, there's an analogy that I came up with, like if you drive a car, if you're in the driver's seat and the car starts to go fast, you're not going to turn to the person next to you and say, I can't slow it down, I can't stop it from going fast, there's nothing I can do. As the driver, that there are things you can do. You can take your foot off the gas, you can apply the brake, right? There are things you can do to slow down the car. Well, when we're talking about our thinking, you are in the proverbial driver's seat. You are in charge. You get to decide to slow down, to back off, to just take a breath, count to 10, whatever it takes, go for a walk, watch a movie, whatever it takes to let your mind settle. You're in charge. You get to decide. And what I've realized is coming to understand that the mind works from the inside out, not from the outside in, lets me know that there's nothing outside of me that can have control of how I feel, right? So if I have a doctor's appointment coming up and I start to feel anxious about it, the reason I'm feeling anxious about the doctor's appointment is not because of the doctor's appointment, but because of how I'm thinking about the doctor's appointment. Oh my gosh, what are they going to tell me? Oh my gosh, has my health gotten worse? Oh my gosh, what if I need ABCD? Those thoughts that a lot of times don't even look like thoughts, they just look like natural things that happen when you have a doctor's appointment. Those thoughts create experiences in our body via the nervous system. And it's really important to realize it's not the doctor's appointment, because if it's the doctor's appointment, I need the doctor's appointment to be different in order for me to feel better. And then I am a victim of the doctor's appointment. That's like being in the driver's seat and being all tied up with somebody else pushing the gas pedal and you can't slow it down, right? You have no opportunity to relax. But if you realize that, hey, this thinking that I have going on is creating this feeling, you can take your foot off the gas, right? A word I hear a lot in my world is control. People like to have control. Now, quite frankly, I don't think we have control over much except ourselves. And even then, sometimes we don't, because thought moves at the speed of light and we can't control it no matter what the gurus try to tell you. You cannot manage your thinking. You cannot control the next thought that pops into your head. But you can decide whether or not to entertain it. You can decide whether or not to think it, right? Think of a thought that pops into your head as a balloon. You can decide to blow it up or let it go. You get to choose. That's the coolest thing. If you have the awareness that you're having thought and not that the world has you, right? So bottom line, why am I talking about any of this? Because I think that we are being held captive by anxiety, and we don't need to be. It's so much simpler than that. Yes, you might feel anxiety. That can happen 100% because thought moves at the speed of light. But to the degree that you can see it's your thinking creating those feelings in your body and not something outside of you, then you get to decide. You get to get back in the driver's seat and slow down the bus. You get to do that 100% of the time with no exceptions, no matter what's going on outside of you. And that is so cool and so liberating. So I just wanted to share this with you because I just can't help but think that if more people understood anxiety, what it is, where it really comes from, and how it really works, they wouldn't be so held captive by it. They could let it go and not be so overwhelmed. And wouldn't that be wonderful? That's just so hopeful to me that there is possibility, that you don't have to worry about anxiety having you. You can have anxiety, but it doesn't have to have you because you get to choose. You get to decide which thoughts to blow life into and which ones to let go. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it resonated. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. So put in a comment, send me an email, whatever the case. I would love to chat with you more, especially if you find that you have experienced a lot of anxiety and you'd like to stop, because it's a possibility. You can definitely stop having so much anxiety. I know because I have, just by understanding how it works. All right. All right, my friend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will talk to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.